Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 for some more multiplayer racing. For this session, we are using B-Class cars from the retro sports car category when all the races were on time. Now this is a fairly big category, there is lots of cars, and I thought I'd use something I'd never actually used on this game. I've got the A86. The thing is, a lot of people have had similar ideas. In fact, initially there were 5 A86. A couple of people have got some different cars. There's still 3 of these in this session. Just all had the same idea of let's be different by doing accidentally the same stuff. All of them are built differently though. We've all got the Honda engine in it, because that's normally a very good engine. Mine is on rally tyres. While we are all going on tarmac, the plan for the rally tyres is they still give you very, very good grip. They don't quite eat up as much PI as, let's say, semi-slicks, for example, but you still get good grip from the car. And I've got 230 horsepower. It weighs just over 2,000 pounds. I mean, it's pretty decent power to wear. By no means going to be the greatest here, but we should have a lot of grip. Now, I don't have aero on the car. I've gone without it on this in a bid to try and help my top speed. At the end of the day, it is not going to be great here. We're one of the less powerful cars. I don't think I don't know. We might actually be the least powerful car here. We'll definitely be one of the least powerful machines here. So yeah, we are going to be all about the grippy stuff and probably be a bit crap down the straight. Although yeah, without having aero on the car, our drag shouldn't be too bad. Now I love Mitsubishi GTO. Never had much luck building it for this game, but it is going to be considerably better. I mean, you can see there are cars considerably bigger and considerably heavier than we are. I mean, we're just flat all the way through there. It was a little bit rude on the 300ZX, but yeah, here comes the speed of the Toyota. I'm just going to hold it in fourth, basically. Oh, Mazda wanted to go and have a look back past. Could not quite do that. We are alongside a BMW. We're actually going to outrun it, I think, to the next corner, which we do, and that will move me up into 5th. Back end, so this car doesn't get particularly big tyres. I think they're 245s, something like that. And not massive tyres, which means not the best in terms of traction. You can't just, even with a relatively small amount of power, you can't just boot it and go out of every corner, as I often want to, or even here actually. I mean, this is a high speed corner, and the back end does want to let go. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful. This track's probably not going to be the best circuit for me. We started a long way back. It's always going to be difficult to do much against quick cars. But, yeah, it's going to be a tough fight, I suspect. But we shall see what we can do. On a more twisty circuit, I think our car will come very, very good. That's the goal, at least. If it doesn't, we are in trouble. You can see how much time we can make up on these 2 cars ahead here. We are around the outside of the RX-7. This is not the line I want to be on here particularly. It's a difficult line to make work, and sure enough, Mazda's got to fight right back there. Got good run off the corner, but it's not going to match the power of the rotary machine, and that was to be expected. It was a spectacular attempt. It could have been a really cool pass if it had worked, but it did not. There's not going to be space. I think Art wanted to lift to not actually gain an advantage for the bump into a wall. Unfortunately for me, we were kind of committed through there. We will get to the inside of 1. Any chance of a first or a second are gone. Regardless of whether we had pace on those cars, we've lost too much time. Oh, and the DeLorean is here. That is an alarming sight to see behind you. Can we duck underneath here? We can just turn so much tighter than that Mazda. We know it's going to have power compared to us this time around. We can cover the inside. I'm less worried about putting a wheel on the dirt than perhaps some of these cars. Not going to affect me, not going to give me any trouble. I've got the tyres to deal with it here. Oh Christ, the DeLorean's got there. Hello DeLorean. It's made its way. I was expecting to look back and see an RX-7, and I did not look back and see an RX-7. I looked back and saw a DeLorean. That did a good job of making the most of that. I am out of shape. That was a terrible line by me through there. DeLorean, I think we've got more straight line speed than that DeLorean, you know. It does look like we have. That could serve us well here. It's well, I mean, I've got a real handling build in this session. Oh, and here comes the Mazda as well, trying to have a go at that DeLorean. It might get alongside. I think it's going to struggle to hold it off through here. I mean, this time around, we can take the line we want through this section. We're not really going to be hindered. That being said, I've not really done a line that I want through here. Don't really know where I want to put my car. That's not too terrible, actually. It's actually a bit better than I've done normally. I think as we come out onto the start-finish straight, I think we're pretty similar to the top two cars in terms of pace. I don't really seem to be getting much further away. I can't seem to get turn one right in this track. I always seem to take it too tight through here and then end up having to have this big lift. That's better, actually, this time around. Yeah, that's much better that time around. Yeah, I don't mind this circuit. Not my best track, though. Considering how far back we came from, a podium would be quite good. DeLorean is mighty. So the DeLorean, I think, is going to be the one that may give us real issues on the super twisty stuff. So DeLorean's big advantage is rear engine. It gets good traction out of the corners. I don't know what engine it might have in it. Not sure whether that gets the Honda engine or not, actually. Could only be the V8. I don't think you have the PI to get away with that in B class. And if it was the V8, it'd be way faster down the straights because it really struggles with top end. Okay, it's across the line. It's an interesting first race, actually. We had a good race. We had a good race in that one. It's some good fun battling through the pack there. What are the lap times? Very close. Jesus Christ. We are the fastest of the top three, but the DeLorean is a couple of tenths faster. I'm reassured by the fact that we are all very close there. I am reassured by that fact. The DeLorean looks pretty mighty. The A86s, well, there's two of them on the podium, and only a Sylvia ruining the ruining the fun. Okay, on to the next one. We head to the Garden Circuit for our next race. Oh, don't back here. Oh no, my car should be quite good here. Oh, the DeLorean's on pole as well. The car that is probably, well, I say probably my biggest fan. I think Pers's Toyota is probably quite quick. Sylvia was good as well in that previous one, so would have liked to have been up with the DeLorean. The DeLorean should, in theory, run away at the front, I would expect. We saw how quick it was at the lookout circuit in the corners. This track is a very twisty circuit. We can hopefully move our way forward. Podium would be good. That's what we are aiming for here, and sort of take it from there, really. Because, yeah, we're going to have a lot of grip through here when some other cars may be struggling. But it depends on what everybody's done in terms of tyres. I don't know whether anybody would be brave enough to go for semi-slicks. I have done it in the past for B-Class cars, and it sometimes works. Don't think it would work on this Toyota build that I have. Particularly, I think you'd be just too underpowered. But you would be basically like driving a go-kart, so maybe somebody would brave it. You would be stuck in a lot of traffic. I mean, I'm going to be stuck in a lot of traffic anyway. You know, you could make a case, you could make an argument for, well, if you're going to be stuck in a lot of traffic, regardless, might as well go for the go-kart handling one and everything. But, yeah, which cannot, it's how it goes sometimes. Grids are random. Sometimes you get lucky. I've had some races where I've started on the front row almost all the sessions, almost all the time on the front row. Sometimes you get buried in traffic. Jeez, we're so much quicker through there. I wasn't expecting the cars ahead to really brake. If I'm honest, I apologise for the bump. It was just, yeah, little. Okay, I can't quite be that brave. That was me being a bit silly. It happens. Right, it does look like third is going to be basically where we could get to in this race. I mean, we can see what we can do in terms of lap speed as well. Always a good comparison. Push the Nissan through the corner. I need to clear the Nissan because I can carry so much more corner speed than I can stuck behind it. It's not their fault. Their car is built differently to mine, of course. Can we send it? Oh, I really thought about cutting across the inside, but could not quite send it. We're gonna. Oh, could we? I think third's getting too far away now because we're just stuck here. We might have to send it into the final corner. Oh, we've made a mistake. Well, that's made my life much easier. We will be basically flat through there. Back in, wanted to let go a little bit, but not too much. That's fine. Yeah, little mistake from the Nissan. Just ran wide, and that is all it would take to get in trouble. Now, Oh, missed a checkpoint. This now becomes the battle for third. I got a bit... Well, I could absolutely hold that speed through there, but a Sylvia was in the way. Fair enough. It's not exactly like it's going to jump out of the way for me. Of course, it shouldn't. We are battling with a fellow Toyota here. And this is making life difficult. We can't quite pass. Well, we will now, I think, get past the other Toyota. Don't want to leave a gap on the inside for a cutback. It was a little one, but it just couldn't carry the quarter speed that we could. Right. After Sylvia we go. I think we've got a lot of straight line speed, so it's obviously got a decent chunk of power, but it cannot take the corner speed that we can here. Okay, we're going to have a little lift and a change of direction through there. Can I send it into turn 1? Could I? Yes. Am I going to? Probably not, although they're going to brake really early compared to me. They are doing a pretty good job, actually, of hugging that inside. I was hoping it was going to wash out wide so I could duck underneath somewhere, but it didn't quite happen. And I was a little too cautious on the brakes. I was half expecting... I was kind of counting on a little mistake from the car ahead, and it never came. Could chuck it up the inside there. Might be what I do on the final lap of the race, depending on how close we are, whether we can make past stick anywhere else. Because, of course, they're not having to defend like crazy because they out-accelerate me down all of these straights. So it's always just out of range by the time we get to a important handling zone. We're not really going to get a lap for a fastest lap, sort of see a real comparison compared to that DeLorean. We're going to have a little lift through here. I'm slightly out of position, although it's much better than we were last lap around. We're going to try... Okay, well, this is going to be brave. If we can make this one work. Not what I wanted to go for, but I think we'll have the grip to do it anyway. In the end, the Sylvia has to realise it cannot quite hold that one through there. Now, it is going to be a bit of a pain. I want to make sure we do not make it easy through here, which we do not. Keep it out wide. Yeah, it might be a little defensive on this final lap of the race. Might have to be a little defensive on this final lap of the race. We'll send it the long way around. I'm definitely not going to go down without a fight here. Park it on the apex. It was going for a cutback through there. Could tell what it wanted to do. Now, it might be clear, you know. It might just be able to get... Because this is the issue. As soon as we start defending, we lose a lot of time. Oh, can we get to the inside? It's going to be side by side between the walls. It might get out. I might get outrun. I don't quite. There was a Toyota-ish sized gap, and we made sure it was a Toyota-sized gap. There was a little bit of a lean. I will be honest on that one. I don't know what I could. I don't think I could have matched the DeLorean actually for speed around there. I think we could have got a little bit more speed out of that car. I think a 58 probably. Had I been able to run on my own. It was a great race. It was highly enjoyable, that one. Good battle with the Sylvia there. DeLorean gets victory, followed by two of the Toyotas. That was good fun. Yeah, we snuck it onto the podium. We head to the Emerald Circuit for our next race. A track that... I mean, the DeLorean's probably not going to enjoy if that is less straight line speed than me. A track that my car's probably not going to be great at. We saw the power of that Sylvia. In fact, it starts at the front as well. That might be difficult to beat here. I don't know about Pers's Toyota. Unfortunately, I've not got a chance to race it yet. It's always started a long way up in front of me on the grid, and yeah, I've never got near it. So I don't know what that is in terms of relation with speed and handling. This track is more favourable towards the speed car. Not totally. There are a couple of nasty sections you're going to want some grip on, but yeah, if you've got some straight line speed, if it's going to work somewhere here, this is the track that could do it. DeLorean gets off the line very well. We are not very good off the line at all with this car. It's a little bit, bogs down a little bit, which is not quite so helpful. The RX-7 actually might not be too bad here either. That seems to be quite good straight line speed. So I see my car, I did shorten the gears a bit. I think I could maybe shorten them a smidge more. I should have gone for a bit shorter gears in this. Might have helped it with the launch because it really does bog down trying to get going. Watching the DeLorean cut through the pack, it is remarkably grippy, that thing. I wonder what tyres it is on. I didn't actually pay any attention in the podium screen from that last race. Now we might be able to get to the inside of the RX-7 into the final corner. It's a bit of a... I mean, we've got so much more braking and grip that we can do that, although the only problem we got now is I made that work, and then we get out-dragged down the next straight, which is far from ideal. Might be able to duck underneath, though. The Mazda struggling, both Mazdas struggling a little bit through there. Oy, I'm out of shape, I'm out of position, this is all manners of bad, and there we go. The MX-5 might have a look to the inside. Oh, just gave us a little tag through there, which was not quite so helpful. I don't think we're going to catch the... We're losing so much time fighting early on. Our grid spots have really not been helpful for us in all of this. It's just how it goes. I think our car is one of those, it's a solid front-running car, but never quite the fastest at any given circuit, is basically the way it goes. I will go for a bit... Oh, well, I mean, we got a tag in turn 1, so we kind of returned the favour through there. We were a fair way back, although we have got way better brakes to be doing that one. Right, can I go chase down 4th place is really the question. We maybe could be flat through turn 1 if I was a little braver. Maybe. It is the Silvia that leads from the Toyota, and the DeLorean is just out of range. The DeLorean got through the pack better than I did, essentially. Can we have a look? Nope. Not going to be having a look to the inside through here. We may well get the better exit out of the hotel section. This is not normally a place you want to go side by side. Oh, because of that. I thought I'd just got across enough to jink the checkpoint. I certainly wasn't pushed out of it. That was, yeah, that was me being a little bit too ambitious, maybe. Actually, it was more of just a little misjudgment. Years later, they don't need to. They did not push me out of that one. It might have looked like it on their end. That was absolutely all on me. So I appreciate the waiting. However, it was I was not actually pushed. I was just a little too far on my own across there. Yeah, sometimes you're working with fine margins. You want to just nick the checkpoint slightly, just enough to get it, and we were a few centimetres the wrong side of it. Essentially, it happens. Whoa, that's too much speed into there. But there we go. Shame. We weren't going to be getting a podium anyway on this one. It was only ever going to be best that we could get is 4th, I should think, barring any weirdness at the front. I don't know if we got a clean lap particularly. Yeah, it's always likely to be a track where my car struggled a little bit more, and it does look like the power of the Silvia was enough to get it to the front. Yeah. Ah, well, not the best race. Accidents happen, and yeah, missed checkpoint happened. I don't know if we actually got a clean lap in that one to really compare. I don't think we were quite up there with the top cars anyway. Don't think that track really worked for me particularly. But there we go. We've had some good races, some now less good ones. I think the DeLorean is on the same tyres as I am by the looks of it. It looks at rally tyres. So yeah, we move onwards. Hopefully better things. We head to the Bola Ocho circuit for our next race. Now this is more like it in town. Don't put the DeLorean behind me. Could you not put the DeLorean at the back? Damn it. Should be a good track for me. However, should be even better for the DeLorean. That thing is in mighty good handling from what we've seen so far. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to... We can't hold it off the line. That's the problem I've got. If we were fast starting, I have a few times made my cars very wide at this circuit in the past. But I'm going to get beaten off the line here by the DeLorean. So, yeah, the DeLorean makes a slight mistake. If we can get ahead of it, we could maybe, Jesus Christ. Okay, so Pers's Toyota is not like mine. That thing is a rocket ship in a straight line. Okay, well that actually is kind of good news for me in terms of my battles, in that it's probably not going to perhaps phase me too much in terms of this track. Other tracks, of course, it's got all the straight line speed in the world, but here this is a lot more of a handling circuit. I mean, it's kind of gone the way we expected at the moment. I don't know whether we can... Oh, Noobster clears out the post on the first lap, as you do, as someone has to. I'm glad it wasn't me this time around, because these cars are light. They are not particularly going to enjoy knocking down that post. Oh, my turn to knock down a different one. That's fine. Okay. We are very similar in terms of grip through there. I wanted to get on the throttle sooner. It's that, like, desperation. I know that DeLorean is so good in the corners. I know we're going to have to be mega brave if we are going to stand a chance to do anything about it. I don't think my gears are quite right in this car. I think I should have the shorter gears, maybe. I don't know. We are dropping second, which is good news. I'm slightly worried. I feel like I'm going to have to overdrive this car like absolute crazy to match that DeLorean, and I'm worried I'm going to make a silly mistake and throw away a second doing that. I just don't think I haven't got the speed. I have not got the speed in me to go after that car. Yeah, I mean, I like this. I like my Toyota. It is actually pretty nice to drive. It's got that little kick of oversteer when you're being a bit of an idiot. Oh, DeLorean got a little bit of oversteer through there as well. Yeah, it's got that little sliding around. But other than that, and that's to be expected, like, you're going to get something with a car like this. It's light and powerful with fairly small tyres. Yeah, it's nice to drive. It is not as bad in a straight line as some of the handling machines that I have built in the past. It's just that DeLorean is a little bit better. Basically, it's just a little bit faster or a bit better driven. Oh, when I say that, Noobster is definitely pushing, judging by the sparks coming off that as it pings off the walls. Yeah, it is also having to be pushed. It's not an easy... It's not a completely straightforward run. We're both going to find the same wall through there. I don't know, I'm probably 3/10, 4/10 second a lap down on that DeLorean. If I get everything absolutely perfect, we can maybe get close. But, oh, that got a little sideways on the curve. We've absolutely left the rest of the field, but this is very much a track. I think the two of us are the only ones on rally tyres by the looks of what I have seen so far, which would explain why we are leaving the field here. I've had a bit of a bad lap on this one. Either I've had a bit of a bad lap or Noobs has figured out how to drive that car. Because we have lost some more ground. Yeah, it was not the best lap for me, and the DeLorean is just slowly, in fact, with the way it's loaded in, it looks like it's now hovering, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's just started to edge away. I threw everything I had at it. Yeah, if I'd started in front, if I could have got... If I could have had the lead, I could maybe have defended for a bit, but I think that car is just too quick for me. We will just consolidate the second place. Whee! As I say that as I run wide, and have to be very careful of a wall. I mean, we cleared the rest of the pack. In fact, something happened to the other Toyota. I don't know what, but it's fallen to 7th, so either a missed checkpoint or possibly hit that bollard at the bottom of the hill. Ugh. Yeah, really bad final lap for me as well, but... Yeah, I tried, I gave it everything, it was just not quite enough. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it was about that kind of 4/10 of a second. It was about, we were absolutely miles clear of the rest of the pack. Almost a second and a half cleared of everyone else. Yeah, they were just a bit too fast. Yeah, I tried. I just didn't have the speed, didn't have the consistency as well, as it will let me down a little bit on that one. Pleased with how close we got in terms of lap time, but yeah, there we go. It's another podium though. We head into our final race at the Arch circuit. We are back to our usual starting position of towards the rear. We know it's probably not going to be a great track for us, this one. Not likely to be great, perhaps, for the DeLorean either, if that's struggling for straight line speed. I suspect we're going to see the Sylvia and one of the Toyotas doing quite well here. If they can keep it clean early on, I mean, the DeLorean might be fast enough. It didn't seem so fast at that first circuit, but Emerald Circuit, it was definitely rapid, so we will have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, there's always a chance maybe magically my car works here for reasons that I won't fully understand. You never know. We can live in hope. I don't think I have much of it, but we shall live in hope. We are almost going to be last by the sort of second corner. Not quite. I was hoping to make the most of some ghost mode passes. Don't think we're going to get... Nope. We're out of ghost mode. That's a slightly awkward point to suddenly drop out of ghost mode when you are kind of already committed to the corner. I forget where ghost mode ends sometimes, a lot of the time actually, around here. I might be able to duck underneath the BMW. I might even be able to get the GTO. It is struggling. Oh, I think Panda may well have got street furniture. The GTO is struggling with the normal thing the GTO does, in that it's very big and very heavy and the PI is mean to it. Which is a shame, but not all that surprising. So, Sylvia leads, it's battling away with the DeLorean. So Sylvia's going to outrun it, DeLorean's going to outturn it, and the Toyota's going to... The Toyota and this are probably going to really annoy that DeLorean, because they're going to go blasting past it every straight, and then it's going to hold up the DeLorean in the corners. I mean, I can watch someone else suffer it this time around, rather than it being me that is suffering it, although I might get the same treatment if I manage to catch up to the RX-7 and so on. We will have to wait and see how it all goes. That was bravery under brakes, essentially. Right there, almost got myself in trouble. Right. Fourth is... I'm kind of aiming for fourth. Barring a miracle, cars ahead I think are just going to be a little bit too fast. Debris, not ideal to be dealing with, but there we go. I'm going to miss a checkpoint again, being a plank, if I'm not careful. In fact, fourth might even be tough. The RX-7 has got some good pace around here. They are all fighting one another a lot up at the front. They are not going to really enjoy going side by side that much. I want to be a part of it! In fact, we can push we can push our fellow Toyota. Let's have 3 Toyotas in the fight at the front. That seems like a good idea. I'm slower than... well, almost everyone. It's only the DeLorean that is slower than me down a straight. The DeLorean's running aero, makes it very grippy in the corners, but the drag really slows it down on the straight. I sacrificed that. Maybe I should have gone for aero, to be honest. So I could have fought with DeLorean at Bola Ocho and at the real handling stuff. We have been opportunistic there. We spotted a chance to steal a place from a fellow Toyota, and we took said chance. And the DeLorean has cleared a path for us. But our car is more competitive here than I was expecting. Not really compared to the Sylvia, but it is actually closer to Perz's Toyota than I was expecting. DeLorean Nooster is just going to dive to the inside and pass everything down there, and then get immediately outrun. That I've been there so many times. That is normally the way that I end up going when it comes to building of cars, and it is very frustrating. I mean, we might even do the same to Noobster this time around, because we are actually catching quite quickly down this straight. Yeah, it might be a chance at fourth for us, not against the car I thought we were going to have a chance at fourth against. Oh, that was a big dive, and that was too big of a dive. Okay, well, I gave it a go. I think that was really my only chance, and it was just too big of a dive. But yeah, little too... ambition got the better of me. Oh, and then we got street furniture. That's less than helpful. Oh well. We have fallen back. Yeah, we're going to be a little far away from that top group, which is not quite a reflection of the car. Street furniture actually caused more issues there than me going very deep into turn 2, which is not so fun. It looks like the Sylvia is going to win again. It looks like potentially it's side by side with the RX-7 and that DeLorean, but the Mazda is going to do it. The RX-7 came good at the end, and it's only a 5th for us. Yeah, we gave it a go. I think if I hadn't gone for a big dive, we would have probably just followed the DeLorean around, and it would have been too far away for the run down the straight. If we'd got ahead, we could have maybe made life difficult. I mean, we were up there or thereabouts, lap time wise. You know, again, we were in 4/10 of Pers. That Sylvia was a bit too fast. A second off the pace of that. That was mighty quick around there. That was a good race. It didn't quite go my way. We gave it everything. But there we go. This has been good fun, actually. I've enjoyed these cars. While there were a lot of Toyotas initially, it's actually been quite varied. All sorts of fast cars and different builds and different tyres. Lots of stuff was working around there, which is really, really cool to see. My car was good. It was sort of a front-running car, but never quite a master of any circuit. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to take part in the next one of these, you can. You can sign up via our Discord. Find the community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.